All right, should I call the meeting to order at 7:01? And can we have a roll call?
Yes, so good evening. Board Member Appel,
Present.
Board Member Stapleton Gray,
Here.
and Board Member, let's see. Oh, and Board Chair Levin.
Here.
So Beck Keesing is not here at this time, but we do have a quorum.
All right, so our first order of business is to approve the minutes from January 16, 2020.
I move that we approve the minutes from January 2016.
I'll second the motion. All those in favor?
Aye. Or do we have to poll on this? Because every other,
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, so Board Member Appel
Aye.
and Board Member Stapleton Gray,
aye.
Chair Levin.
Aye.
Ah, and there's Becky.
Hi, Becky.
Okay, were you able to fix your sound, Becky? Are you, oh, no? Okay, so no sound.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so your sound is okay.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
All right, our next order of business is public comment. Hearing none. I will move on to announcements from staff or board members. Any announcement?
I don't have any announcements.
All right. And let's move on to, there are no presentations, so we'll move on to item 6, which is our discussion and possible action on matters relating to the federal year 2020 to 2021 agreement with Alameda County Library. The commission will review the information provided and make a recommendation by motion to the city council.
Yes, so I will go over the staff report briefly, and we have Darshan Chatta from the Alameda County Library Finance Department to go over the contract, the draft contract between Alameda County and the city of Albany. So the library board receives yearly and reviews the information to provide a recommendation to the city council regarding the approval of the yearly draft agreement between the city of Albany and the county of Alameda for additional library services. So you're now you'll be looking at information for next fiscal year, which runs from July 1st, 2020 through June 30th, 2021. The charge of the library board is to advise the city council on matters relating to the Albany branch of the Alameda County Library System, with a specific focus on the review of the annual proposed agreement between the two entities. The Albany Library is a branch of the Alameda County Library and is open to the public a total of 41 hours. Of the 41 hours, 25.5 hours are contracted with the Albany County Library, and the remaining 15.5 hours are base hours as part of the overall Alameda County Library budget. The city of Albany levies 2 special taxes approved by voters to pay for the additional 25.5 hours. The first tax, which was approved in 1994, levies $69.22 per year on single-family residential parcels. And in June 2006, Albany voters also approved a supplemental parcel tax, which currently establishes a rate of $28.36 per single-family units. Both measures contain no sunset clauses, and there are provisions for annual adjustments based on changes in the consumer price index. The city does have the option to adjust these rates annually according to the CPI, but there are no adjustments proposed for this year. There is also a memo from the city's finance director explaining, going over a little bit in more details, the financial, the finances for the agreement. I can go over that also briefly. You'll see that the agreement is for $725,000 and $440. This is the same amount as in previous 4 years. And the memo provides information on the revenue that has been collected over the last few fiscal years. And you can see that the revenue, the estimated funds available is above the expected expenditures for the contract. You'll also see that in addition to the contract with Alameda County, we also, there are also other charges that are paid through this funding, but all relating to the management of the contract and the library. So with that, if unless you have questions for me, I will pass it on to Mr. Chatta to go over the contract. Okay. Oh, you need to unmute you. Okay.
I think I did. I am unmuted, right? Can you hear me?
We can hear you now, yes.
Okay. So basically, we have in this contract, we roll over this contract every year. And so we provide about 13.7 FTE of staffing, which is about $1.2 million expenses. We have $110,000 for utilities, janitorial services, furniture and supplies. We have like $587,000 for materials like books, online material, and IT equipment and networking. And then we have $352,000 for admin cost, which is for HR, finance, payroll, and other admin units. So that's the total about is $3 million. Oh no, I don't have the total amount over here, but is I think $2.3 million. Then coming back to revenue, the main source of revenue is the property tax. And the county gets like 15 cents out of each dollar of property tax collected by the county. Like other 85 cents go to different school units, school districts and state and other entities. And out of that 15 cents, library gets about 1% of that revenue. And based on assessment value for each city, we distribute that revenue among the cities. So Albany's assessment value last year was 2.7 billion, and this year is about 2.9 billion. So based on that assessment value, the $638,000 is Albany's share of the property tax. And then we have $725,000 contract with Albany, which is funded through those different two different acts like 94 and 2006 Act. And then since property tax and county contract is not enough to fund this, the working of this Albany library, so the county provides like $943,000 as a county contribution. So county has some created a fund, like it's available fund balance. So whatever is not spent during the year, that rolls over to that fund. So we have that fund that we use to offset these expenses, because the revenue, contract and property tax is not enough to run that county library operations. So that's pretty much then the contract, and it is the same amount every year. We don't change that amount, and since city doesn't change those rates for the tax slabs, so, and I think the city collects about, city has a balance of around $200,000, and which is rolled over every year. And we do pay on that at city report, you see that $47,000 expense for janitorial services, but county pays that and offsets that $47,000. So that you $47,000 you see in revenue and in expenses. So that is offset by the county. So that's pretty much in the contract. If you have any question, I can answer that question, but that's pretty much budget part of this contract. Is there any question?
Yeah, so these numbers that we're looking at are fixed numbers, but I guess I'm wondering what is the fiscal situation at the library and at the county right now, and how is the economic fallout of this pandemic projected to affect the county budget, and how is that going to kind of trickle down into consequences for the library?
So the county budget, the county has a funding gap of about $72 million. They're in the process of working. So the difference between their appropriation and revenue is right now is $72 million. But with this coroner's may revise, they might revise that forecast as well. But that is a part of a general fund. So the library is not we are not part of general fund. We are a special assessment district. So our main source of revenue is property tax. And the property tax collection may be little down this year because some people may not be able to pay the property tax on time. But I don't see any change in assessment value as of now. So in future, they might go down, but for next 2 years, I guess we are okay. So we are not expecting any service cut, not any cut in the staffing. So our 2020 and 21 budget is almost approved. So it is the same. And for the 2021, 22, we will see, but I don't expect any changes. And as I said, we have a reserve fund balance that we created over the years. And so we will be using some of that. And so I don't see any cuts in service level for next 2 years.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions or commentary from the board? All right, well, I will move then to recommend to the city council that they approve this contract.
I will second that.
All right, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, Board Member Appel,
Aye.
Board Member Stapleton Gray,
Aye.
Board Member Zing,
Aye.
and Chair Levin.
Aye.
The motion carries.
And our next item is to note any future agenda items, if anyone has any. I think probably it'll be interesting at our next meeting to see what impact the library has had on the community during shelter in place, for one.
Yeah, I'd also like to hear about what plans the library has for reopening some of the in-person services.
All right, if there are no other future agenda items, our next meeting is actually to be determined. In the past, we have taken our July meeting off occasionally if there's nothing pressing on the agenda. So I think considering shelter in place, that the next meeting is probably going to happen either when we can have an in-person meeting or if there is an agenda item that needs action from a board meeting. And with that, I will adjourn the shortest library board meeting ever at 7:16. Thank you all very much for coming.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.